playing.
Cheating.
I was playing the game. I was going around the character select screen. I heard Andrew, our dear radical Andrew, say that, you know what? I don't think KumA really likes fighting Marth all that much. So I thought, oh, you know what? I'm gonna choose Marth.
Did that happen? Damn, we have biased commentary.
So,
very sorry.
Old school tactic, to be sure. So, but it didn't matter. I ended up losing a very hard-fought set to my good pal, KumA. It's been really, really awesome getting to see him develop and grow as not just a player, but as a person over the years. I could not be happier to pass the San Diego TO torch to him.
So, meanwhile, we have our match actually started on Dreamland. I'm a little surprised they stuck to Dreamland.
Yeah, like
I don't know how that works.
She can use her superior camp game and her needles, in exchange for Jigglypuff having that extra longevity.
I guess
it's not the worst pick.
I feel like, I can see that, but I also feel like Sheik is not like the most hardest killing character. She's going to be getting moves like that, but that's still a relatively high percent.
Yeah, definitely. So it's the trade-off.
I don't know if Battlefield was struck. I mean, it obviously was. I think I just am a little surprised that maybe it was. I can see why Sheik would not want FD.
So, yeah, definitely. I mean, what kind of person would let it go to FD on the first game? Whatever Sheik player did that must be really terribly scrubby. So
I don't know, but I believe possibly the last 2 times, if not the last 1 time, Yoshi did take this. I think it's been close, but right now it's looking in the recent history as well as what's going on in the screen right now, or not. I was gonna say going on the screen right now that it's in favor of Yoshi, but we do have a rest. Koji or KumA does fiend pretty hard for those rests.
He does.
I missed what the setup was for that particular rest.
It was just a straight up dash into dash/run.
Okay, he does do a lot of nair into rest, which isn't fully guaranteed, but he does it. He does, of course, have the traditional up tilt into rest.
Does he already have his needles charged? I believe he does.
I can't see. I mean, it's hard to tell because he's moving around so fast.
Yep,
yes, he does. Needed him to stop moving for a little bit. Overall, Yoshi definitely is winning in the neutral. He's taking the lead aside from when KumA is getting those rests. Now, what can you tell us about the neutral in this matchup, since you are definitely know this matchup?
I know this matchup pretty well.
Beaten Dendy Pretendy.
one of my best matchups. I'm actually in the minority of players, especially Sheik players, who still believe that Sheik not just wins this one, but wins this matchup pretty solidly. I just look at Sheik has needles, and she has a back air, and there's another rest.
Another rest. Should be able to survive this one though. So need to be extra careful with those grabs in this matchup, really.
Quick
Or
transformation.
a lot of matchups, really, against Puff, because a lot of characters can have their grabs ducked by Puff. I do feel that KumA is someone who actually, thus far, he is still underutilized the ducking under grabs.
Yeah.
He's starting to use it, but for example, I don't know if you've met Colby.
Colby, no, I haven't.
He doesn't. Colby is another Puff main in San Diego. He's pretty good. Colby utilizes that duck under grabs a little bit more than KumA.
And that's really the fascinating thing about Melee, is you can be super, super good and still have holes in your games, or still be doing things that aren't, completely optimal. People have so many different styles that they can achieve so much success with. It's really quite fascinating. And looks like Sheik's gonna make it back to the lab.
Very, very nice. And now Yoshi's getting all that extra credit. He's surviving to a really, really high percent. So now that extra survivability is actually favoring him instead.
Yep. And down smashes might do it. No, still survives. And there it is.
He gets it. So yeah, he's just had better control over the neutral thus far, and then basically granted him the victory.
Yep, and the size of the stage ended up not mattering as much because that survivability.
No, yeah, that
came in
stage.
handy.
Yeah, it worked in his favor, and he did just fine on it. Really didn't look like it was a bad stage at all for him.
Mm-hmm.
So at this point, I would expect KumA to go to FD if it's not banned.
I believe this is another best out of 5.
Oh, you're right.
So
You're right.
No
So yes, you're right. So
yeah.
He will go to FD at some point in the set. If not now, then later.
Alrighty, so
unless he doesn't lose any more games.
that's very true. So like I was saying, I'm in the minority of Sheik players and just I think overall players, because I think it's pretty widely pretty widely agreed that Jigglypuff beats Sheik. I tend to think of it differently.
Yeah, I think I can generally hear that. There's actually like been an evolution over time. Now, not everybody knows this, but I remember when I first picked up Melee, I looked at the tier list when I first picked up Melee, and Jigglypuff was number 11.
Yes.
Right in between Mario and Dr. Mario.
Yep, very
and of course
true.
that's changed a lot.
Yeah.
And there was a time when it was said that the Fox-Puff matchup is like 90-10 in Fox's favor. The Marth-Puff matchup
right.
is like 70-30 in Marth's favor. And I don't think anyone would really say that about those matchups now.
Yeah.
Like, Puff is just regarded as a lot better, and this is probably another matchup that is now regarded either just, if not in Puff's favor, then just a lot better than it was regarded before.
Yeah, I'll definitely concede that. Missed rest attempt. I'll definitely concede that the matchup has tightened. I no longer believe that it's 80-20 in Sheik's favor like I used to back in 07. The tech skill barrier, and everybody's gotten so good and so technical nowadays. Even Jigglypuffs, and I think all the matchups have tightened. So even this one.
I mean, I think a lot of it has to do with at least Puff being better. Is really like taking advantage of and abusing her neutral game, like just her aerials as well as her aerial mobility to play a strong neutral, well as her punish game, and just realizing that she's a much better character than she originally was thought to be.
Yeah, definitely. Jigglypuff, I mean, you could make the argument, I know Hacks made it last year, that Jigglypuff only really has one bad matchup in the top 8 out of the top 8 characters, and that's Fox, and that she goes even or beats everybody else, so, you know,
And who said that? You said Hack said that?
Yeah, when he made his tier list, he said that if it wasn't... if it wasn't for Fox, Jigglypuff would just be much more dominant and prevalent of a force, you know, and somebody of Hacks' stature...
It does seem like Fox is the character to beat Puff at the highest level.
I agree, I mean...
Aside from Young Link, I guess.
Fox has the laser game, he has like the faster aerials that just come out so quickly, and I mean, it's hard for Jigglypuff to do something when she has to be on offense against a campy Fox. And that's really what, at the heart of why I think Sheik actually still wins this matchup. I just think Sheik has needles, she forces the approach, and Sheik's back air is as long as any of Marth's aerials.
Yeah,
and,
yeah. I mean, there's a lot to Sheik's ability to play a strong neutral game, just with movement, needles, and some of her aerials, I think. And I think it's a lot of what we're seeing now, like even the way he's going onto the platform to do the needles, to get the angled needles, what he's doing right now. And I guess one of the things what's really good about Yoshi now is that his style actually does seem like pretty well developed. He really does seem to have an understanding of the character. And I feel like when I first met him, maybe about in, I don't know, August or September of last year, that wasn't quite the case. His Sheik style, he still wasn't really using the character to its potential.
Oh,
so now I think
agree.
he's really using the characters to his potential, so I think his growth is more about, like, him.
Yeah, there was I think I met him around October, around one of those really big Hip-Hop Dozen tournaments, and he was still, you could tell that he still wasn't completely comfortable with, you know, the Sheik character. He was still kind of working out, feeling out her movements and everything. He's playing a lot more naturally, you know, just, there's no filter, like, through his hands. It's just going directly to the game, and it looked like KumA wanted the rest right there.
I saw Yoshi just charging needles, and I was worried for a second that he was just going to get, like, hit out of charging his needles. Oh, right. What game is this?
Oh, this is game 2. Yoshi won the first one. Thank you.
Alright, there we go. 1-0 in favor of Yoshi. Second stage, now on Pokemon Stadium. Right? This is the second game, right?
Yeah, this is
the second game.
Ask chat. They always know.
This is the second game, right, chat?
This is the second game. KumA elected to take it
This is the second game.
Yeah, push 1 if this is game 2.
That makes sense. That's easy.
KumA elected to take it to Pokemon
So if we
Stadium.
lose to Meru, oh well, yeah, it depends. If it's every normal day Meru, no. But if it's Meru that one time here 2 weeks ago, then Meru's gonna win.
I don't know about that.
Were you here?
No, I wasn't, but...
Because Meru's really good normally.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, but I still feel like when I actually look at who he beat in the bracket, it's still, like,
Not that amazing.
Right.
True, but who was the second to last one?
The second to
It's
last?
like, because he lost to Rob, right? then like he beat someone crazy good. Like he beat me, and then he also beat.
He beat Flash,
Beat Flash.
but I still feel like that's not really on the level of.
Well, just
I mean, it's good.
it's an upset. It's a really large upset, and then like Mario hasn't placed. I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly higher than was expected given.
Yeah. Sorry, I'll let you get back
Given
to
the
this
fact that he
match.
hasn't had history.
Yes,
He literally
exactly.
hasn't had history.
It was like a breakout when there's no like.
But I mean, that wouldn't put him favored against Sam.
No, not at all. I'm not
Great
trying to
forward
say
there by
that.
Yoshi. He has control. I mean, it's still
But yeah,
anyone's
let's get back
game.
to this match.
All right, this match looking really close right now.
Yeah, super close.
It's actually really hard to tell who's who when looking at the stocks because neither one of them have the right stock indicator.
Yeah. But
looks
Yoshi
like-
has the Yoshi icon. That back air might.
Right,
do
okay,
it,
that does
but-
make a little bit of sense. Yoshi has the Yoshi icon, and KumA has the other balloon icon.
All right, just one back air from.
They're
Yoshi
both
is gonna
just spacing back airs.
be- Oh, and there it is. The slap will do it.
But instead of the back air, he gets the forward air.
And Yoshi takes game 2, so we are now at 2-0.
The back air, pretty much the best spacing tool for both of them, although in very different ways. The back air for Sheik actually has pretty outrageous frame data,
Oh, it comes
where
out
it just
quick.
lasts forever.
Comes out quick, lasts a long time.
Now-
right back there.
Now, KumA's or Puff's back air does not have anywhere near that level of frame data. In fact, the frame data is not that good. But the trade-off for that is that it's always a strong hit.
Always a strong
There is
hit.
never a sour spot for Puff's back air. Anyway,
Outrageous. Yeah.
while we're talking about back airs, we got another rest. Another rest. This is, I think, the second or third, maybe the third rest so far. Probably more than the third attempted rest. But now now Yoshi just goes back to playing that neutral game with the needles. Manages to get the down air. I mean, look at the. This is actually,
Beautiful
yeah. I mean, this is.
Fellow Sheik player.
I mean,
I'm
he's
proud of
playing
him.
it extremely well right now. Just, and
Oh.
it's not the most entertaining play. Probably some people would say it's lame, but I think that's part of how you play the matchup.
Yeah, I mean,
What can the little balloon do when you're just shooting needles at it at an angle where it really can't reach you? Like that particular angle, that like 45 degree with Sheik above, it definitely like strongly favors Sheik.
Yeah. oh,
Because
definitely.
what is Puff going to do? Puff doesn't have anything that goes up at a 45 degree angle.
Yeah. Jigglypuff's gonna have to try to go up and get hit by needles, or go down and eat a forward air or down smash from Sheik. It's just very, very tough.
So I mean, like after that rest by GLG KumA, like Yoshi just was absolutely commanding in the neutral to even it out, and commanding in the neutral to now start taking the advantage. I mean,
Now have a decisive
he's
lead.
winning the neutral very, very handily.
Is that a rest? No.
But the punishment from KumA keeping him in this game manages to put enough percent on this game for it to be, or percent on the Sheik for it to be relatively even. You've got 2 back airs there.
Alright, goes for the down smash. KumA not able to punish it though, and up
And
there.
actually, very, very
KumA.
nice. And that was, because that was I mean, it was pretty much like in the neutral. And I think he like jumped one way and then jumped another way for the up air to try to, like, not make it obvious that he's like just jumping raw in the air after Puff in the air. I think one of the things that's potentially tough for Sheik in this matchup is the recovery.
Yeah.
So I mean, you really need to use like what few tricks Sheik has on recovery to like make it back.
Yeah, there's a lot of guesswork, prediction involved in this one. It just really simply boils down to Jigglypuff gets Sheik off the level. Jigglypuff takes the stage, takes the ledge, forces Sheik to get on stage, and can eat a rest, eat a back air. Very, very tough.
Yeah, it's pretty bad news for Sheik either way. But this game is actually looking like pretty bad news for Puff. With and of course this is one of those moments where, like, either he's going to turn it into a commanding lead like this, or the alternative would have been if KumA could have taken that stock first to make it somewhat even.
And then maybe get a surprise rest. You never know.
And now we have Yoshi actually kind of running away with it, still managing to tap on that extra credit, put on percent on Puff, and holding onto the stock yet again. But he will take that stock. Triple forward air. I think there was like 2 soft into 1 hard. The forward air for Puff does have, as well as the neutral air, those do have different weak and strong hits.
Yeah.
Whereas the back air is only the strong hit.
Only strong.
But it's
all the
not
time.
terribly strong though.
He's going for more of those back airs. Oh, tries to
Oh,
get
I was
the
wondering if
rest.
that was going to be a rest. Doesn't make it happen. Another down smash, and it's interesting how down smash on shield is sometimes a thing with Sheik.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
I wonder if that, to what effect that is just piercing the shield, and what effect it's just people don't think that it lasts that long, and they try to go get for the grab. Or
Yeah, I mean,
something.
I know that Marth and Fox can actually shield all the hits and then punish it with
Yes.
very specific punishes.
As a Sheik player, I can definitely confirm that that's true.
Marth usually needs to use. Oh, well.
And there
yeah.
we go. So the question is, looks like I'll be playing Yoshi
3-0.
right now. Sheik dittos. Will it be chain grab or no chain grab? Tune in
I have
next
no
time.
idea. Tune in like right